Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here in the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is still live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show here for today. All right, let's get to the 5-shot. We've got, James Clark was a late scratch, so we're on the 5-shot now. We got Ninos with us, Rod Zawacky. We got Mitch and Big Al McMordie. Here's how the lineup here for tonight. We got McMordie, Ninos, Zawacky, Mitch, and then I will close this one out. Of course, Chris now moves over to the morning shows. I'll be flying solo here on the drive-thru. So let's go ahead. Let's get it underway. Let's welcome in Al McMordie. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs, where he's doing great work. You see him at top of the leaderboards here for 2022. He was up there for 2021 as well. So let's bring him in right now. Let's see. We've got Big Al McMordie. Here we go. 2-shot. Ready to go. Big Al, how you doing?
Hey, Tony. How are you?
It's going great. It's going great. All right. Here we go. Baseball here on the docket for night 8 Eastern Time. Rangers here to host the Angels. Angels up to now $1.80, total 7.5.
Yeah, it was a lot lower when I sent it over to you this morning. I think it was $1.55, $1.56. This actually is a Pick Dogs premium play for me. I had a triple pack over at Pick Dogs, but it went off the board. I had the Brewers early, so we cashed that play. So this is one of the 2 plays I've got left. I'll just get it here to everyone for free since it's no longer for sale. I'm going to take a look at the Angels here with Ohtani on the mound against Dunning. Ohtani, he's been great again this year. 6 starts. He's got a 2.78 ERA. He's got 46 strikeouts, just 7 walks for a 0.95 whip. And one of the stats I liked, which now is kind of falling outside the range, he was 7-1 as a road favorite when priced from -125 to -175. So now it's slightly higher. Although I do see some books right now that are between 171 and 175, but some are as high as 180 right now. So that's one reason I like the Angels here. Another is that Dunning has not had any success at all in his career versus the Angels. He's made 4 starts. He's got a ERA north of 7 runs a game at 7.13. His whip against the Angels in his career is 1.69. So, I like the pitching matchup. And then, of course, Texas, over the last couple of years, they've not had any success versus right-handed pitchers. 41 wins against 79 losses, minus 25.4 net games on the money line. So we'll take the Angels and we'll lay the $1.75, $1.80 right now.
All right, do your shopping here, Big Al, here on the Angels, minus 180 here against the Texas Rangers. Yeah, this Angel team does look improved. Although they did drop the first 2 in this series, so they're after this one. And have you looked at the data here when you look at teams favored after losing the first 2 in series? Are those things you really look at in your database?
No.
No? Okay, because I've noticed that there are some handicappers out there when you always sometimes you see the money coming on the team that is having a winning record and they lose the first 2 of the series. Sometimes you'll see movement to them in the 3rd game of a 3-game series.
No, you do. That's obviously that's not why I'm on them tonight, but yeah, you'll see a lot of people try to break, take teams to try to win the 3rd game of the series or break losing streaks. That's not how I handicap baseball, but I've got a lot of friends who do it that way.
All right, Big Al here on the Angels, minus 175, 180. Do your shopping. Have multiple outs here against the Texas Rangers. This one will have a start time 8 p.m. Eastern Time over on MLB Extra Innings Channel. All right, Big Al, let's go over at Pick Dogs Premium here for tonight. Good board on the tonight from baseball to from the hockey, one from the NBA. Doing great work here for 2022. 3,743 units of profit. That is all documented. I mentioned document. You can verify those picks over at Pick Dogs Premium. Go down to Al's handicapper page. Go down to pick history. All the plays there are listed. They're graded there automatically. So a good time to check them out there. All right, now we've got some baseball on the board still, some hockey and baseball and hockey and NBA Plus. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, you have 2 strong hockey plays tonight. I lost last night on the Florida Panthers, but that lowered my NHL run to 18-7. So still pretty hot over the last several weeks in hockey. I've also got 1 play tonight in the NBA, 55-30. My last 85 in basketball. I'm probably going to finish up my Preakness Stakes handicapping time tonight and hopefully get the Preakness Stakes selection up for purchase tomorrow morning on Thursday, so folks can look for that. We cashed the Kentucky Derby as we had Epicenter to win in place, so it returned a nice price by finishing second. So we've now cashed what is it now? I think 11 out of the last 24 Triple Crown races. So I'll look to have another big win on Saturday in the Preakness Stakes.
All right, and on board here with Big Al McMordie over at Pig Dogs Premium. You see the numbers, 3,743 units of profit here. All document, all sports combined here, showing great profit here last 30 days, 7 days yesterday as well. A good day from Big Al McMordie, showing good profit here this year in baseball. And over at the site tonight, Big Al has the Warriors and Mavericks Game 1 winner available for sale. Also an elite NHL play up there. High roller NHL. Again, your best value here is getting the long-term passes from Big Al. A 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass will get you all of Big Al's premium plays for that period of time you select when you go to his profile page and you make that purchase. A 1-month pass will get you 1 month of baseball, 1 month of hockey. That takes you right to near the start of the NHL finals, and of course that will get you probably through the NBA finals, because the NBA finals begin in June 2nd. So if it's a 7-game series, we're probably looking here around 17th of June, around that period of time when it ends. So a good time to get that 1-month pass, get wrapped up with the rest of NBA from Big Al, who sits atop of the 2022 leaderboard over at Pig Dogs with 3,743 units of profit. Get on board with Big Al and get signed up to one of his long-term passes. All right, Al, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Be back on Thursday. Thanks, Tony.
All right, you got it. Big Al McMordie here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue on our coverage, guys. Hey, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every single day. Of course, it all gets started with that morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Mitch, he's got his 7 picks in 5 minutes. Also, he has his morning show with Chris, Brian Bittler there. Of course, they have their pick show. A lot of discussions there on industry news as well. The line moves, they talk about that. Of course, the betting tools are up there, and Mitch will also help you with the betting tools and give out picks. He also has a show dedicated to that, as well as our soccer show that precedes us here on the drive-thru. So make sure you like and subscribe. And those thumbs up really helps us out, really helps to build up an audience here on the drive-thru. So let's continue on here. Let's go ahead and welcome in Al Ninos to the show. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium, where he's doing great work. I mean, you've seen him in the NHL this year. He's been consistently good, and we're right in the playoffs right now. So let's bring in Al Ninos right now. We got him ready to roll here. Al, what's happening?
Going good here. How are you, Tony?
Doing excellent. All right, here we go. We're going to Major League Baseball here, 7 Eastern time. Features the Blue Jays here to host the Mariners. The Blue Jays here laying 250, total of 8.
Yeah, they are big favorites at home here. They'll have Kevin Gausman on the mound, a much better starter than Marco Gonzalez on the other side for the Mariners. And, of course, they have the much better lineup to go along with that. So I don't want to recommend anyone lays any minus 250s or anywhere near there. So, but we can look at them on the run line. They've covered it both games in this series. And with this pitching matchup they're looking at tonight, I think they do cover it tonight. Would have been a premium play probably, but I'm always a little bit more careful with the run lines and the home team. So decided to lay off it for there, but still do like this play quite a bit.
All right, we got Al Ninos here. Is going to be looking here at the run line here with the Blue Jays. It will knock it down to minus 115, but you got to lay the run and a half here against the Seattle Mariners. Yeah, Marco Gonzalez is quite interesting here. He's got an ERA of 3.38, but then you look at the other numbers, and they're just like, you scratch your head. You say, this dude is pitching out of trouble all the time. A whip of 1.53. He pitches to high contact because he has a 15% strikeout rate. Walks about 9%. He does get about 41% ground balls, but his home runs are 2.25 per 9 innings. And that's been an issue with him for 2 seasons. Just seems to be one of those pitchers that teeters on trouble a lot. And, of course, if you're giving up that many home, we saw with Eovaldi, right? When he had his situation is the same, right? He's got great numbers up there. His one black eye is that he gives up a lot of home runs. And what he's doing, he gets pounded with the home run ball against Boston yesterday. So this is a situation here where you give up a lot of home runs. You got home run hitters here on the Blue Jays. So you're looking at a lot of runs here coming up from Toronto. Maybe an alternate run line, or you just safe. You want to take it the safe route here with the minus 1.
I'm already careful as it is with the run lines and the home teams, as I just said. So it's harder for me to lay 2 or more. I'd go minus 2 at most, I guess, but no, not all the way minus 2.5.
Okay, so not that confident going, especially a guy that gives up home runs against this Toronto lineup.
Yeah, I think they should cover it, right? But I mean, I'd rather be a little safe on the safe side here, especially playing at home. You don't know late in the game, you might not get that 9th inning, or get unfortunately a run across in the late, But
you're talking about the Baltimore-New York game last night, right? You want to have one of those situations happen, right?
Yeah, well, they even had they had their full 9 innings and still let
That's
the runs in at the bottom of the ninth. You know, that was
It wasn't it was the left fielder who, for somehow, some way, was falling asleep and couldn't get to the fly ball. That was a very catchable. That was definitely a minor leaguer could have caught that ball.
They had 2 outs too before anyone got on base, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that left fielder was thinking. I mean,
Yeah.
even the pitcher looked at him and just said, "What are you doing, dude? You're screwing my ERA up. Catch the dang ball." You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
well.
you could see exactly what he was thinking. You know,
You know, maybe he had the Orioles plus 1.5. Who knows?
I don't know.
But-
His buddies might have had him. His buddies are betting baseball. I guarantee you, a lot of these players, their buddies are betting baseball, and they're getting the text back and forth about different things. So I wouldn't be surprised. You know,
See those guys not making the max contracts. But anywho, yeah, I think they should be a blowout. But again, yeah, you look at Marco Gonzalez. You're saying how his ERA stayed low. I've been reading about his last performance as sharp and no decision, and you look at that and you see 5 strikeouts to 3 walks, and to describe that as sharp, I don't know. That's very generous in my opinion. He did get out of his trouble though, and it is just 3 walks at the end of the day. But again, the walks have been an issue, especially compared to his strikeouts lately. And I don't think he's going to stay out of trouble for too long. So expect this lineup that's woken up a little bit. They were quiet for a while, but they've woken up lately, and expect them to stay wide awake tonight.
Yeah, the fly in the ointment here is obviously the Toronto bullpen. But again, Gausman is a guy. Like I don't know if we're at that point of the season yet where you can get 7 out of these guys. I mean, because if you feel more confident if you get 7 out of Gausman, then you get, Gausman they're going to take care of, right? They're going to bring in their top setup guy, their top closer, if you can get to the 7th, right? These starting pitchers know if you get to the 7th, you're going to get 2 good relievers in the 8th and 9th, but you got to get to the 7th. So is he? You think he's in that position now where he can get you at least 7 innings at that point of the season?
I think he should, especially against this lineup. I think he should be able to get deep. He's gone 7. He's completed 7 twice and completed 8 once already this season. So, unless of course, anything can happen on any given night, but looks like he should be able to go deep.
So
against
there's
this
a safe
lineup
guy.
tonight.
So there's a safe guy there if you're looking for a run line. There's a safe guy, Osmond. If you can get 7 innings, that's a guy you probably would want to back in a run line situation. You get 7 innings, he's striking out 31%, good whip of .98, getting ground balls at 45%. Not allowed a home run this season. So there you go. So if you're looking for a run line guy, this guy may help you, because if you get to 7, you're going to get quality in the 8th and 9th inning. That's what you kind of have to look at for it now when you look at run lines. All right, El Nido's run line with the Blue Jays -1.5 runs, -115 against the Mariners. This one will have a start time of 8 Eastern time over on. No, it will not. It'll have a start time 7 Eastern time over on MLB Extra Innings channel. All right, El Ninos, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium here for tonight, where you're putting up some really great numbers here. 2,447 units of profit in the NHL. These numbers have held up through the playoffs. It's been a fantastic performance here for this season. Also showing great profit here in Major League Baseball. So the 2 major sports in action here, El Ninos has been on top of. All right, here we go. We got a big card here for Major League Baseball, as we will have games beginning here in 20 minutes or so. Also, those 2 games from hockey, 1 from the NBA. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I have a 3-pack, my best bet in each sport, and for all the baseball fans out there, got my best 3 bets in the MLB, and 1-pack if you're just looking for that. Of course, your best bet's always going with the long-term or 2-for-1 capper specials.
That's right, 2-for-1 cap promotion is your best value there. El Ninos with his popular alpha bets up there, where he takes his best bet from each sport. MLB, NHL, NBA, puts it together at 1 3-pack, affordable pricing there. Of course, all these plays are sold individually as well if you just want to get into action here on NBA. He does have 2 individual plays in the hockey day, 1 from each game tonight. So that's up there. So a lot of actions on the site as well, in addition to that best bet 3-pack. But again, you want to get all those plays. Your best value here is going with a long-term pass from El Ninos. Your 3, 7, or 30 sports pass. You get all of El Ninos to play for that period of time. You select when you go to his profile page and you make that purchase. And again, with those long-term passes, you add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, El Ninos, is always great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, thanks again, Tony. Have a good one.
All right, El Ninos here on the drive to. Let's continue our coverage, guys. If you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap at the end of the show. So keep those likes, those thumbs up coming in. We greatly appreciate that. All right, let's continue on here. Now it's time to welcome in Rod Zawacky. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. We just find work up there. So let me bring in Rod Zawacky in right now. Let's see if we can bring it. I gotta recall. I think I went too far here. Let's find Rod Zawacky. There he is, Rod Zawacky. Rod, what's going on today?
Hey, not too much. Just a little road trip. Had to head into the city to get a few things. But hey, we got a nice win yesterday. Let's get another winner today. Tampa Bay got a nice win, and we even got Corey Perry get an anytime goal. So let's continue the win in here and on the drive through and get ourselves another winner tonight.
Yeah, that was a monster win there. Right? That was a monster win there. Again, no power play goals again. It was 145 on the defending champ. It was just amazing there. And the way they handled that third period was just like a champion should, right? A tight game. They just got
just shut down Florida in that third period. They just owned the Panthers in the third period. Gave them no chance. They play this stifling defense that they can break through. Like I said, as soon as Tampa gets the lead, you're in trouble. It's really hard to score on them. They play this 1-3-1, and they got one guy who just forechecks and three guys standing up on the line, and the one guy staying back to cover deep. It's tough, really tough. It's like the new 2022 trap. Like the old school trap used to be. This is what they play now, and Tampa does it the best. That's why they're the back-to-back champs.
Yeah, they do. It's just not with slow guys. They got speed, right? It's a trap with guys with speed.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I said, that was even without Point. Point wasn't even in the game, and that's their best guy, and he wasn't even in there. See, that's what they step up. Teams step up without their best guy in there. They all give extra effort, and that's exactly what we got from Tampa last night. They're gonna be tough out.
Tough out. To win in that type of environment on the road, yeah, that's no doubt about that. All right, here's another tough environment here in Calgary here. Flames here to host the Oilers, 9:30 Eastern time. The Flames here, $1.60, total of 6.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a battle, all right. It's going to be a slobber knock. This game one I think we're going to get more hits than we are going to get shots on goal. This is going to be just a slobber knock. These teams don't like each other. They've already been fighting on Twitter with words, and we don't like you and you don't like us, and it's already been a battle. But you look at this team, I think, you look at Calgary, they've been battling under low-scoring games with Dallas in their first series. Same with the Oilers, low-scoring with the Kings. Hard-hitting, low-scoring battles. You look at the Oilers; they are 4-0 their last 4 as the underdog to that under. They're also 7-2 their last 9 road games to that under. Then you go look at the Flames. Flames at home, 3-0-1 to the under their last 4 home games. They're also 6-2-1 to the under their last 9 versus the Western Conference. And the Flames in their last 17 as a playoff favorite, 11-4-2 to this under. So I think we got more hits than goals tonight. We're going to take the under 6. Get a nice plus price on that. Still, I believe, plus 105 in spots. Shop your line. But take the under 6 as we're definitely have a lot of hitting. We might even see a few fights for sure in this one. These teams don't like each other.
Yeah, they don't like each other. You could see some 6.5. So to get chop the best number, there's some 6.5 with juice out there. You make the call there. We got Rod here with under 6 in this one. I just have the question here. Looking at Sutter, I followed his action a lot with the Kings, and he really valued defense and puck possession. How much of that type of system that he had with the Kings did we see with Calgary?
Right. See, that's what I think. You look here, and Calgary's been low scoring. Mark's been standing on his head, right? So for me, I like the under 6 because I'm going to take the under 6 because I think at worst you get a push. If somebody gets an empty netter, I think we got a 3-2 game all day, and if they get the empty netter, but I don't think we get an empty netter. We could even see overtime 3-2, just because it's going to be Calgary's already geared to the low scoring as it is, and the goals are definitely going to come at a premium. Unless it's just we've seen the few games this season. That last one, we're going to just wipe that out and throw it out the window. It was 9-5 was their last meeting, and they didn't play defense like they are now. Both these teams have been playing lights-out defense in the playoffs. Calgary, you've seen it. It's the 2-1 games. How many 2-1s did they have? 1-0. Yeah. Same with Edmonton. Their last game 7 was 2-0. So for me, I'm going to take the under 6. You got to take it with plus money. If you want, you can take the minus 6.5. Pay the little bit of juice, but I think you don't need it. I think under 6. I think this is 3-2 all day.
All right, Phil Comfort there. Of course, the head-to-head series here, I don't know how much you put into this. There were some high-scoring games in here. Matter of fact, some of them went over. But it's a different situation here. Playoffs and regular season, you can't even look at the totals there because you're dealing with travel situations, injuries. There's a lot going on here in different spots here. But we did one common denominator here in their meetings this year, Rod, is the home team won every game.
Yeah, correct, right? It's been the home ice advantage has been real in the regular season. So does that continue? I am not sure. I'm going to take the under because I think we get a hard-hitting slobber knock of a game here.
All right. All right,
might be like old school. It might be a bunch of guys in the box, not so many on the bench.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We've seen a lot of power plays in some of these series. So we'll see if this continues here. Oilers, Flames, under a total of 6. This one will have a start time 9:30 Eastern time. The hockey's on ESPN. The NBA is on TNT. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium here for tonight. Good card tonight here from baseball. Still at least about 10 games in prime time still remaining. We'll have some games beginning here in 10 minutes. Also, we got that big NBA game 2 on the ice. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
And over at Pick Dogs Premium, we stayed away from the MLB. It's been kind of hurting us and hurting our numbers. It's not been treating us very good. It's been the NHL and the NBA that's been treating us good. We're plus money in both those sports, in the NHL and NBA over the last 30+ days. So that's what I got going tonight. I got Wise Man Wednesday. I've got two sides for you in both these NHL games tonight, and I've got a side play in the NBA. So you can jump on over and grab that package. Grab Wise Man Wednesday. You get 2 NHL I love and one NBA play I absolutely love. Yeah, it's on over at Pick Dogs Premium. Or, like I said, grab something 3-day, 7-day, even a 30-day. We got lots of time left in the playoffs. You can grab the rest of my NHL playoff package at $125. Great deal there. Still got the rest of this second round to go and the rest of the third round and the finals. So can't go wrong there. Many options. We got the 2-for-1 capper deal as well. Pair me up with another hot capper, and let's make you some money. Jump on over.
Jump on over here with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's got his Rod's Wise Guy Wednesday up there at 3-pack. Takes his best bets up there, puts them into a 3-pack, very affordably priced. Also, you may consider a long-term pass here for Rod if you're into the NHL playoff. He's got a really good price here on his NHL rest of season pass, the remainder of the playoffs. There's still 3 series left. We just got through 1 series, even though it felt like 2 the way these Game 7s went on. There's still 3 series remaining here in the NHL rest of season pass. This is affordable price here. Add this to your cart here, $125. Put this in your basket, $125 for the rest of the season here from the NHL. Also, you can get on board with Rod's 3-day pass if you want to try him out for 3 days. All his sports here. We got NBA, NHL, and baseball in play here. So a good time to get on board with Rod Zawacky's long-term pass. Rest of season pass, a very affordable price. Put this in your basket here for $125. That will take you right to the beginning, right to the end of June here. As we still have 3 series left in the NHL. All right, Rod, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great evening. Good luck with the hockey, and we'll talk with you again on Friday.
Friday.
Friday, that's right.
We'll see you again Friday. You have yourself a good evening, and definitely let's get ourselves another winner here tonight.
Okay, another winner here from Rod Zawacky. Came in strong with Tampa Bay with that big plus 145. That was a monster play from Rod Zawacky on the drive. All right, Rod, have a safe drive, and we'll talk to you on Friday.
Yep, you too. Take care. Thanks for having me, Tony.
You got it. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. Hey guys, be sure to like and subscribe. Keep those thumbs up coming in. We greatly appreciate it. If you missed any of our picks, we'll do a recap at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Still 2 picks remaining on the show. We're going to get to the NBA pick here tonight from the Warriors and the Mavericks, so stay tuned for that. And that's next up with that pick, by the way, is Mitch. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. He runs it. Let me make sure if I remember where our 2-shot is with Mitch here. So it's been a while since it's been Mitch and I, so I got to remember where we're at here with the Tony and Mitch. Here we go. I found it. Mitch, what's happening?
Nothing much, Tony. How you doing?
I don't know. 200 scenes, man. I got to get used to the new panel here.
lot of action on the drive-through here.
Yeah, there is a lot of action. Really good show going on. All right, Mitch. As I promised, we got the NBA game from you tonight. We've been waiting for this one here tonight, 9 Eastern time over on TNT. Got the Warriors here to host the Mavericks. The Warriors are going to lay 5.5, total 214.5.
Yeah, I look at this one and I say game 1 of a playoff series, just like we saw last night. The team that's been to the mountaintop is the team you want to be on. These guys have the playoff experience. They're not going to have the jitters. I think that you have a lot of adrenaline in game one, a lot of anticipation in game one, and, a lot of different scenarios and a lot of game planning. Both these teams coming off of 7-game series, so not a lot of time off in between for either of these teams. And I think when you look at this, it's the teams that have been there and done that. And that is definitely the Golden State Warriors in this case. I mean, I didn't feel as strongly of this play to give it out as a premium pick earlier, but really, the more I dig into it, the more that I see this happening. And it's just, we saw last night, I thought was the easier game than this. I thought it was just easier that the Heat were pretty much a gimme. I don't think it had anything to do with guys being out or anything like that. I thought the Heat and over was easy. Right? And I gave that out all day long. But the thing is in this one, a little bit more competitive because we've seen Dallas step up to the plate. But the thing is that going into Golden State and knocking off the Warriors, easier said than done. I mean, these guys, it's not just one guy that's been there and led them to the promised land. You've got a whole roster full of guys that have been there. And I think it's just a little bit too much to expect for the Mavericks to go into Golden State and knock off the Warriors.
All right, so we got Mitch here on record with this one here. He's going here with the Warriors here, laying the 5.5, or it is 5.5 because we've seen some movement there to the 5, from the 5 to the 5.5. Kind of bounced around because I saw the opener at 5.5, came to 5, now it's at 5.5 here against the Dallas Mavericks. Yeah, as we mentioned here with Boston. Boston was a little tougher situation there. That's Sunday, then you had the 1 day off on the travel day, then you get the Heat, who's been undefeated at home. Whereas the Warriors, they do have that extra day off. They did wrap up the series in 6 against the Memphis Grizzlies, so a little bit more time off there. Not the same Warriors, a little older Warriors team, guys now in their 30s, not there in their mid-20s. Of course, Dallas riding off that momentum from their win against the Bucks. I don't know. Are you making excuses, Mitch, for Phoenix and Milwaukee having to finish the NBA season on July 20th last year? That they showed that they were just really exhausted at that point here in that playoff series, those 2 series.
These are professional athletes, and we haven't, back-to-back champions and all of that stuff. Very, very difficult in today's day and age of, where it's 3 superstars per team and, all of these different things. The difference between each team on a night-to-night basis is so slim in the NBA. I mean, we see teams, blow teams out, and then teams get blown out. I had this conversation with Al McMordie offline about a month or maybe even more so. This was the year of the NBA blowout. I mean, there was more NBA blowouts this year going both ways. We would see the Brooklyn Nets blow somebody out, get blown out of the building. The Warriors, too. We saw them all the way down to the end here, blown out in Memphis by the Grizzlies, just absolutely blown out. And it's, we've just seen a lot of that this year in the NBA. And it's just, it just shows you how competitive and how good these guys are. There's no scrubs in the NBA. There's 12 guys on the team. They can all play. There's no bad players in the NBA. Chris Kaman is come and gone, so it's like there are no bad players.
That's right. So it's Benjamin, by the way. Yeah, they've come and gone. They're gone. And
there's a few others.
Oh, definitely. There's quite a bit. What do you make out of here in this series here with Dallas? The way they adjusted to Phoenix here. They had those horrible losses going down 0-2. They won 4 of 5. And they did it with defense, and sometimes that defense will carry into on the road here. So what do you see here in this spot here? Again, you got to win by 6 here to get the money. What do you think about the Mavericks defense here coming into game 1?
Well, the Mavericks defense has been outstanding, but the Warriors defense has been good too. In the games that they deeded up against Memphis, they certainly got it done. And like I said, both these teams went 7 games, so defense definitely takes a lot more out of you than offense, but in every sport. And I think that we're going to see, the same thing here. I think, in last night's game, it was easy to see that the Heat was going to prevail in the second half. I mean, it was pretty much exactly like the game drew out to be, where it was like the Celtics had just gone into a 7-game physical series. The Heat had been sitting in the hot tub for a week, and, they came out just loose as a goose, while the Celtics, were basically had been in 12 rounds with Mayweather, and it just, it doesn't work that way no matter how you slice it. And it'll be interesting to see if the Celtics recover at all, because last night certainly didn't help them.
Yeah, they might need the home court to recover. Sometimes we see the 0-2 team wake up when they get back home. That could be a possibility. You could see the Celtics wake up when they get back to Boston.
Yeah, it's possible, but this Heat team, they don't seem to be too bothered by playing on the road. But in this one, I just think that, you have Steph Curry, you've got Draymond Green, you got Klay Thompson, you got these guys. They can smell it. They can smell the finals. And any way you slice it, we will have a true East-West final. Even if the Mavericks pull it off, it'll be pretty much an East-West, not like, a Western team that's kind of East, like the Pelicans or something.
Yeah, the way the NBA schedule, they schedule funny, right? You got those games. During football, they try to keep the marquee matchups away from. They don't want those big matchups during football season. Of course, these teams went to head Mitch 4 times, and obviously it was right after the regular season. It was January 5th when they had the first game. Believe it or not, Dallas has won and covered 3 of the 4. Although this was a Golden State team that went through a lot of injuries during those games as well. They have missed players.
I think we've had some unfair scheduling here, definitely for the Heat and for the Panthers, playing 5 of the 7 games scheduled to be played head-to-head against each other, and, like last night, the Panthers played at home, the Heat were home playing at the exact same time. There's got to be a better way, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
It's unfair.
We got Mitch here on the Warriors -5.5 against Dallas Mavericks. This one will be on at 9 Eastern time. You could watch this one over on TNT. The basketball on TNT. The hockey is on ESPN for tonight. All right, Mitch, why don't you get us in on what's going on over at Pick Dogs? I know we're kind of reaching the point here where we're licking our chops here for the start of football, though it's probably about maybe 3.5 months away. Of course, a lot of talk here with and if we don't really talk much NFL draft or anything like that. Free agency period is coming up. Should be a little bit exciting here, but we're looking here a lot of baseball here, and as we're closing out here, NHL and NBA.
We are looking at a lot of baseball, and the baseball has actually this year has been more exciting than ever. There's more ways to bet baseball, with all the really player props now becoming a mainstream thing, and the Nerfy and the Yerfy, and everyone knows I say yes to the Yerfy all day long. So far today on our Yerfies, 4 out of the first 5 games out of the gate have gone Yerfy. So it's counterintuitive. The Nerfy is the square bet, and it is the popular one. But it is counterintuitive to the way that the public bets. They're betting against themselves. They're betting overs and they're betting Nerfies. You can't have both. And I'll tell you what you're getting: a lot of Yerfies. And traditionally, and you know this, Tony, because you've been around the block like myself. It's always, if you want to get to a quality starter, you got to get them early. And it's and teams know that. And here we are in Boston again. Balls flying out of Fenway Park, 3 home runs in the first inning.
Yep. And you were the first to say this, Mitch, when we saw legalization in the United States, is that this is going to help baseball more than any sport. Absolutely,
because you have more games, and you have 2,600 games in the regular season. So, this is a chance to do it. And what we're seeing is some of these starts being moved up to earlier times, even on the weekends, the 11:35 Eastern time start. So that always encourages more viewership and more action. Anytime you have sports at off times, games that start at off times, it's good for whatever sport is doing it. Tomorrow we'll see it with golf. In the PGA, we'll see it with golf tomorrow.
That's right. We're looking at some head matchups. There's a lot of excitement there in golf because sometimes just picking the winner in golf can be a crapshoot. But then you got these head-to-head matchups really make it interesting.
Coger Woods 600 to 1 or something, 60 to 1, right? Plus 6,000.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting. And of course, Mitch. Of course, we hadn't talked. We talked about the Kentucky Derby, but the Preakness is coming up this weekend. You're eyeing that race. I know that long shot is out. Rich Strike says no, thank you. I don't want to come in last in the Preakness.
I haven't had a real chance to look, but I think Epicenter looked real good in the Derby. I would get back on him here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Epicenter at the end of the day will be the 3-year-old horse of the year.
Yeah, is a really good horse. He got, it's tough to lose like that in the Derby, and to me, that horse probably didn't lose an ounce of value losing that race, and Rich Strike probably gained a ton. So it was a win-win for both of them.
It's funny if you go back and look at Rich Strike when he broke his maiden over a year ago over at Churchill Downs. Did the same thing. He did the same thing.
Yeah, I know. Exactly the same race. Exactly the same race.
He made it up on the inside. Won by 15 at the end. It was pretty funny. All right, Mitch, before I let you go, what's happened over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place? We're seeing the betting tools. It's really helping the people out there.
Yeah, we have the betting tools. We got Chris Ruffalo now on the morning show. Maybe we'll have to get you some new company here for the evening show. I think maybe a reformatting of this show might be in order. Maybe longer spots, or maybe more of like a talk show format. It just seems that a lot of the cappers, they have real lives. These are real people, and they have families and obligations and things like that. So, we'll work to a format that works. And then we know once football season starts, all of a sudden it's kind of like a college basketball player. All of a sudden they're healthy again when they're on offense. On defense, it's like, I don't feel so good. On offense, well, I'm 100%, right? Absolutely. And I think, it's the same thing with handicappers. Football season rolls around, all of a sudden everyone has a clear schedule,
Oh, yeah.
So.
There's no doubt about that. All right, Mitch. So have yourself a great evening out there, and we'll talk with you again next week. And I know we'll keep an eye on your morning shows there with you and Chris.
Thanks to everyone for being part of our Pick Dogs community. I love this site, and you guys are why. So thank you all.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks everyone out there for your support. All right, Mitch, have a great night. Mitch here on the drive-thru. Hey, guys, if you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap here at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, let's continue on here with the drive-thru. Now it's time for my picks, so let me go ahead and put my game information up here. We're going to be looking at the Mets here, top of the hour. Mets hosting the Cardinals. The Mets, $2. The total sits at 7. I'm going to look at under in this one. Under the total of 7 runs. Let's see. I should know where this is. It's my pick right here, right? Tony's pick. Here we go. Under 7 in this one. All right, so Jordan Hicks to start for St. Louis. Now, Hicks, 7 appearances, ERA 3.72, but that low whip, 1.03. Good strikeouts at 23.6%. The walks are a little too high than I like, but he is dealing to 58% ground ball. So if you're going to walk a guy, let's hope we can get him out in a double play here in this one. Does limit the home runs. Max Scherzer, the guy's a stud, right? He's not washed up. I think the Dodgers in the playoffs just made huge mistakes overusing him. He obviously needs full rest to be effective, and that's really what we're seeing here. He's been performing well here. 7 starts, ERA 2.66, whip of 0.91. Excellent strikeouts. The velocity hasn't changed. This guy's amazing. Of course, he keeps his body in great shape. He's got that really lean muscle mass, right? No doubt. Really take care of yourself. You can play deep. Just ask Tom Brady, right? 32.5% strikeout rate, good control. Home run just 1 per 9 innings. We're going under 7 here with the St. Louis Cardinals and the New York Mets. Hey, guys, over at Pick Dogs, I've got a 3-pack. I take my best bet from the NBA, my 2 best bets from baseball, put them together. I've been doing well here in MLB. I'm sitting number 2 over at Pick Dogs. Had a little rough day yesterday, but I'm going to come back and bring you some winners today. So check me out over at Pick Dogs. Of course, you can click the link below and go to the all cappers, and you'll find me listed there with the cappers there over at Pick Dogs. Get on board with my 3-pack tonight over at Pick Dogs. Also part of the 2-for-1 capper promotion. So if you get one of my long-term passes for 3, 7, or 30 days, you can match me up with, let's say, Mitch, with Big Al, Little Al, with Chris, with Rod Zawacky, and of course, El Ninos there. And that's the way to go here with the 2-for-1 cap promotion. A fantastic value right now over at Pick Dogs. All right, let's continue on with the show. Now it's time to do the recap. So if you missed any of our plays, we're going to go right into the recap right now. So let's go ahead and bring in the show picks. Here we go. All right, we got to start here with Big Al McMordie. Al McMordie says Angels minus 180 against the Rangers. We had El Ninos here, Blue Jays, lay the run line, minus 1.5 runs, minus 115 against the Mariners. We had Rod Zawacky, Oilers, Flames under 6. Do your shopping. There are some 6.5, but you're going to have to pay juice. But Rod was comfortable here, not paying the juice, just taking the under 6 there. Mitch was on the Warriors, laying minus 5.5 against the Mavericks. Yours truly here, Cardinals Mets to go under 7. And the one I like the most out of this one, I stuck with Rod yesterday because I really liked his play on that Tampa Bay game last night. I've been watching a lot of these playoffs, and I've seen the Flames. I know Sutter. I know what he likes to do. He likes to control the puck. He likes his goalies to have good vision, and his defenders clear space. A nice open space for these goalies to see the shots coming in. That's pretty much his defensive philosophy, which I witnessed myself when he was with the LA Kings. Oilers Flames under 6, so I like that one the most. All right, that'll do for this edition here of the Drive-Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in we'll have 8 cappers booked on the show, giving out live free sports picks for the games in prime time. Don't forget, it all gets started every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. It's Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Of course, then he has his morning show with Chris. Chris moves now to the morning shows with Brian Bittler and Mitch with their show. Of course, we got 2 shows preceding ours. We got the soccer show with Goran, and of course, we've got the show here with Mitch's betting tool show, giving out picks from his tools. All right, that'll do it. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew here from tonight. We're going to go ahead and bring him in right now. Let's see, we got him on a 5-shot here. We're going to wave good night. You guys have a great night. We'll talk with you guys again tomorrow live